Hello everyone. This is my first, this is Tyler with the K. The channel is called Tyler with the K. My name is Kyler if this is the first time you've seen me. Hello, nice to meet you. I have taken a break from strictly reading vlogs, as in a video where I only read one book. But I'm back. This is, I guess the first one of 2024, and today we are reading the book, Carrie Soto is Back by Taylor Jenkins Reid. If you're new to this channel, as I mentioned, I've actually made 2 other videos about Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I've read Daisy Jones and the Six, as well as The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo, and I made a video, multiple videos actually for Daisy Jones and the Six, and one video for The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. So be sure to check those out. You don't need to necessarily watch those videos before this one. I feel like I'm talking fast. Let's slow down. Let's slow down. But yeah, I'm pretty excited to read this book. I've kind of started a tradition when it comes to Taylor Jenkins Reid books where I get the audiobook on Libby and then I wait until the 3 days until it's due on Libby and then I just read it then. So I've never read a Taylor Jenkins Reid book in less or more than 3 days. I think I actually read Daisy Jones in 2 days. I think I read 7 Husbands in 3 days. The point is, I always really get interested in the story and I read it quickly. But yeah, this is Carrie Soto is Back. It is focusing on a character from Malibu Rising. Oh, that's another Taylor Jenkins Reid book that I've read, and I also did make a video on. Totally forgot about that. But this is the ex-wife of someone named I can't remember his first name. But anyway, she's a tennis player, and that's all I know about her, and that she likes showing up at parties. Kind of spoilers, sorry, for Malibu Rising. But, yeah. Let's get into it. I'm excited to read this book. I hope it'll be just as interesting as the other ones. I must admit, I'm not really going into it as intrigued compared to the other one, just because this is the first, continued story I've seen in the Taylor Jenkins universe, if you will. Only because it follows specifically a character from a previous book. I think there are some overlaps, like 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. I think Mick, that's his name. I think it's Mick. I think Mick was actually one of the husbands of Evelyn Hugo, but I didn't really remember that at the time of me reading Malibu Rising, so I don't really count that as a continued story. But anyway, yeah, I'm still interested. I've rambled long enough. I'm excited to read this book. I think I only have 2 days by now on Libby with the audiobook, so let's get a reading. Let's get a reading. Okay, hi. Before I start talking about Carrie Soto at length, I just want to tell you a few changes that have been implemented in my bookshelf, which you may not have noticed, and I haven't pointed out, so I'll do it. We have a stress ball, a stress turtle, if you will. So that's cool. Sorry, I kind of just choked. This turtle, and then we have this, what is it called again? You'll figure it out. And we have lots of different book stickers as well. Say all sort of things about books, and these are all gifts that I got near Christmas time or in January, so that's pretty cool. I'm also adding this one. I got the whatever these things are called, which I can't remember. Pins, I think that's it. I got the pins from Hot Topic, actually, so that's cool. And then the turtle I got from an event I went to. But anyway, let's get into the book. Carrie Soto is Back. I don't have a copy, unfortunately, anymore. I returned it to the library. But I have things to talk about. First of all, it's kind of similar, to 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo. At least the concept at large. It's about this famous person that was famous in the past, but basically they decide to go back into the spotlight for whatever reason. Which, yeah, that happens in Evelyn Hugo as well as in Carrie Soto. What I wasn't expecting that this book did was it didn't focus on Carrie Soto's time with Mick Riva, at all. It says that she married him, she divorced, and then it just goes on from there. We don't even see a single scene where he talks. It's just he's just a small part of her story, which I really appreciate actually, because I'm not getting refed information. They also mentioned the Daisy Jones and the Six book. I actually took a screenshot of it if I can find it quickly and I can put it on the screen. But basically, in it, she's reading Daisy Jones and the Six. This book I brought is an authorized biography of Daisy Jones and the Six. I'm only reading to see who slept with who, but I can't focus. So that's kind of cool too. Like the Taylor Jenkins Reid universe, in it, there's actually a book called Daisy Jones and the Six. So that's interesting. Speaking of the main character, Carrie, she's annoying. She's annoying, and she's very full of herself, and she's like the most unlikable character I've met by Taylor Jenkins Reid by far, and maybe like of all time by far. I don't like hate her or anything, but she's really cocky and she thinks she knows the best, and she literally fires her dad from being her coach. I do like her grit, going back to a sport that she kind of didn't leave behind, but she left for a time, and now she's back. But it's only to like save her world record or her title or whatever. Like, so it's still selfish. It's still selfishly done. It's not because like she's, I don't know, just trying to have fun with tennis. I'm just reading the notes off my phone, so these notes aren't really like related to each other, but I'll be semi-seamlessly like going between them. I really think that this could be a really cool movie. I can't imagine like any actors right now in my head to play any of the characters, but I think it spans a lot of time. I think it's an interesting story. I think there could be lots of cool shots you can do on like the tennis, is it field courts? That's a tennis court. I don't know. I think it'd be cool. I know there's a movie called Challengers coming out with Zendaya and Josh Connor and Mike Face, which is also about tennis. So for some reason, I kind of had that in the back of my head while watching this, or while reading this book. I guess because they're just both about tennis. Zendaya has started the trend, so now we have to follow it. The main rival in this book, is someone named Nikki, who is a person that has, I think, at the start of the book, the same amount of titles that Carrie has. So she's going against her to maintain her spot as like the most lauded tennis player or something like that. Nikki is a few years younger than her, but she's really nice to Carrie, and I really like her as a character. They have that rivalry, and both of them want to win a lot, but like Nikki does it with class. And she's just really funny, and she's cool, and I think I want a book about her. This book is also kind of long. The only reason why I finished it in the 3-day mark, I'm happy about that, I didn't mention that, sorry, was because of the audiobook and listening to it majorly on 3x speed. The first time that I recorded, that day I only read the first chapter of it. Yeah, and then I think I took a break. Maybe it was like near the end of the next day. I don't know. I read it in 3 days. I know 3 consecutive days. Let me actually calculate it. I started it on the 12th, and that's when I read the first like chapter. I don't know. Let me see. What day did I finish it? I think I kept track of it. So let me see. I finished it the 15th. So that's Thursday. Oh yeah, sorry. I started it on the 16th. Which is Tuesday. I read 1 chapter. 17, and I was on the borderline, I think, of 50%. But Thursday was the day that I read the most. Like, whenever I had a free moment, I just read it, and I read it on 3x speed. I listened to the audiobook on 3x speed while reading the book, and that really that got the job done for me. I was able to finish in 3 days, majorly because of Thursday. But yeah, I don't necessarily think it has to be that long. There were just like a lot of tennis matches, and I did not know what was going on. They were using not a lot of tennis lingo, but like they didn't explain the rules that well. I know they're like sets, so I guess you like win 3 games, and that means that you win, perhaps. I don't know. They just didn't explain it well, and there are lots of tennis matches, lots of conversations with their dad, which like I don't know. It just kind of lagged on a little, so I wasn't like always enthralled or like interested as I was for Daisy Jones and the Six. I'd even argue most of the time for Seven Husbands, and like most of the time for Malibu Rising. I think Daisy Jones and the Six are the most interesting ones, in my opinion. Then Malibu Rising, then Seven Husbands, then Carrie Soto. So yeah, it wasn't the most interesting book because it was really long. It felt longer than all the others. I also didn't like the cover as much as any other Taylor Jenkins Reid book. I really like the cover for Daisy Jones and the Six. I have it. Should I get it? No, it's okay. I'm too lazy. Evelyn Hugo, I did also like the cover of. Malibu Rising was like fine, but Carrie Soto, it's just a person, and she's painted gold for some reason, and that's it. So I don't understand. I did like the title though, at least the way that they used it in the book, because they said Carrie Soto is back, like the announcer saying she's back in the world of tennis. Carrie Soto is back, as in she's like a character that we knew from a previous book, and now she has her own book. So I think there's like a double entendre, if you will, within the title, which is, I like it. Out of all of the Taylor Jenkins Reid's books, I think this focused the least on romance, which I do appreciate. There is a romance between Carrie, someone named like Bo or something, like his name is Bowe, which is an interesting name for sure. But that doesn't happen until like the latter part of the book, and like tennis is her first love at the end of the day. So I appreciate it. It wasn't like focused only on romance. There are like a few quotes I took a picture of, like not that many at all, but one is, people act like you can never forget your own name, but if you're not paying attention, you can veer so incredibly far away from everything you know about yourself to the point where you stop recognizing what they call you, which is a really good line. Hasn't happened to me yet, so that's good. And then there's also a quote that her dad said before he died. I knew he was going to die. I thought he was going to die actually earlier, and when he actually died, I was not surprised, but I didn't see it coming. But he said, "Why not dream further?" Which is, I feel like, a really good mindset, especially for Carrie. I think she dreams further. She wants it all, which is definitely commendable in some regard. What the quote is saying, I should say, is like, there's always something else you can get, and like dreaming has no bad side effects. So what's the purpose of not doing it? And then the last note that I wrote was the cover is mid, which I didn't mention already. But yeah, this was fine. I think I'm glad I only devoted 3 days to it, because this had a potential of me taking a long time for me, and I don't think I'd want to waste my time reading this than reading other books. I haven't started a new book since I finished Carrie Soto is Back, and I also regret that. I'm in the middle of Circe. I actually started before Carrie Soto, and then I kind of just read Carrie Soto instead of Circe. I'm like 39% through that, so that's the next book I'm going to finish. I was considering making a video for it. I'm not sure, because I haven't up till now, and again, I'm 39% through, so I'm not sure it's worth starting a video now for it. But yeah, I guess that's all I have to say about Carrie Soto is Back. It was fine. It was good. I didn't not like it, but I didn't love it either. And I'm curious to see what Taylor Jenkins Reid puts out next. The month of February is more than half over, and I still haven't read a book by a black author. Although it's not like required, I do want to do that. So let me finish Circe so I can start a black author book, if you don't mind. So I'll stop this video now. Bye.